Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, the clock striking midnight, but your eyes still wide open, listening to the ticking sound while your mind just won't settle? I've met so many patients over the age of 60 who tell me the same story, and I've been there too. Exhausted, yet sleep feels miles away. Many people turn to sleeping pills only to find the relief is temporary. Over the years, working with hundreds of older adults here in the US, I've learned something important. A good night's sleep isn't about treating just one symptom. It's about caring for your body, your mind, and your environment, all together, as a whole. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 simple tips that completely transformed my sleep, and the sleep of so many of my patients. They're not complicated, they won't cost you a thing, and you can start tonight. Stay with me until the end, and I'm confident you'll find at least one tip that could make tonight completely different. Do you remember the last time you simply sat still under the morning sun? I want you to picture this. It's a quiet morning. You step out onto your porch or into your little garden. The first light of the day rests gently on your shoulders like a soft scarf, not harsh but warm and comforting. You take a deep breath and suddenly your body feels more awake, your mind a little lighter. I've met so many patients over 60 who complain about insomnia. They've tried herbal tea, exercise, even medication, yet they still toss and turn every night. One day I asked, in the morning, do you ever go outside, breathe in the fresh air, and let the sunlight touch you? Most of them shook their heads, and that was the beginning of change. You see, natural morning light is the simplest way to reset your body's internal clock. When sunlight reaches your eyes, without sunglasses, your brain gets the signal to lower melatonin, the sleep hormone, and release just enough cortisol to keep you alert throughout the day. Then, when evening comes, melatonin is released right on time, helping you fall asleep more easily. Just 15-20 minutes each morning, preferably before 9 a.m., is all it takes to send your body a clear message. The day has begun. And when night falls, you'll find yourself drifting into deep, restful sleep much more easily. Have you ever spent the whole night tossing and turning just because you had too much for dinner? I once had a patient named Mary, 68, who loved big, hearty dinners. She'd often have steak, French fries, and finish it off with a slice of cake, all at 9 p.m. And then, every night, she'd end up lying on her side, holding her stomach in discomfort, sometimes even dealing with acid reflux. I told Mary, you know, when we sleep, our bodies are meant to rest and recover. But if your stomach is still working at full speed, it's like there's a battle going on inside your body, and your brain just can't fully relax. Mary decided to make a change. She started eating lighter, earlier dinners, around 6:30 p.m., a warm vegetable soup, a little steamed fish, and some brown rice. After just 1 week, she came back with a smile. Doctor, I slept through the night for the first time in months. You see, sometimes sleeping better doesn't require pills at all. It's simply about letting your stomach sleep a few hours before you do, and your body will thank you for it. Have you ever noticed that just 1 cup of coffee or even a small piece of chocolate in the afternoon can keep you up all night? I've been there myself. On some days after seeing patients, I'd sip on a latte at around 3 p.m. to stay alert while finishing paperwork. But then when night came, I'd toss and turn, my eyes wide open. Caffeine can linger in your bloodstream for 6 to 8 hours, quietly stimulating your brain as if it's still daytime. Sugar works in a similar way. It gives you a burst of energy only to drop you down quickly, leaving your heart racing and your mind unsettled. One of my patients, James, 72, loved his afternoon black tea. When I suggested he switch to warm water with a slice of lemon or a caffeine-free herbal tea, he laughed and said, "Doctor, I think I'm going to miss the smell of my black tea." But after just 2 weeks, he came back and told me, "I still miss the tea, but I love my good night's sleep even more." Sometimes sleeping deeply is simply about gently letting go of those habits that seem harmless, but quietly keep your body awake when it's supposed to rest. I want you to imagine this. It's a quiet evening. You're sitting in your cozy kitchen, holding a warm glass of milk or a steaming cup of chamomile tea. The gentle aroma fills the room. The heat seeps into your hands, and with each sip, you can feel your body slowly relaxing. One of my patients, Linda, 65, once doubted that a simple cup of tea could really help me sleep, but she decided to give it a try. Every night, about 30-45 minutes before bed, she'd make herself a cup of chamomile tea, sit by the window, and turn off her phone and TV. After a few weeks, she told me, "Doctor, I realized it's not just the tea. It's that quiet moment when I sit still, letting my body know it's time to rest." Science backs this up. Warm, caffeine-free drinks can help lower your heart rate and relax your nervous system. Warm milk contains tryptophan, the building block your body uses to make melatonin. And chamomile tea is rich in apigenin, a compound that soothes the brain. Sometimes a warm drink and a few minutes of stillness before bed are all you need, a small bridge that carries you gently into a peaceful dream. Close your eyes and imagine this. You step into your bedroom at night. The air is cool, around 66-68 degrees Fahrenheit, just enough to make you want to slip under the covers. The curtains are drawn tight, a soft golden light fills the room, and outside there's nothing but the gentle sound of wind or the patter of artificial rain from a white noise machine. Your body instantly knows, this is a safe place to rest. I once visited a patient, Robert, 70, whose bedroom sat right next to a busy road, with streetlights and traffic noise going all night. He told me he had struggled with chronic insomnia for years. We tried a few small changes: blackout curtains, an air purifier whose steady hum masked the sound of cars, and lowering the temperature a bit. A month later, he told me, "Doctor, it feels like I'm sleeping in a completely different room. I haven't slept this well in years." Sleep doesn't just begin inside your body. It begins in the space around you. When your bedroom becomes a warm, cool, quiet cave, your brain relaxes, and deep sleep comes naturally. Have you ever noticed that your body has its own rhythm? As if every night around the same time your eyelids start to feel heavy, and every morning you wake up naturally without an alarm. That's your internal clock working just the way it should. I remember a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, both in their mid-60s. When they came to see me, they said, "Doctor, we never go to bed at the same time. We each have our own schedule, and every morning we wake up exhausted." I suggested they try something new, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. At first, they struggled because they weren't sleepy at that set time. I told them, "Stick with it. Your body will relearn its natural rhythm." And sure enough, after just 3 weeks, they told me they no longer had to force themselves to sleep. The sleepiness came on its own, right on schedule. Science has shown that when your sleep and wake times are consistent, your melatonin and cortisol levels adjust to the right moments, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up feeling refreshed. Sometimes the secret isn't sleeping more, it's sleeping on time. I want you to picture this. You're lying in bed, the lights are off, but in your hand is a glowing phone screen. Every swipe sends blue light straight into your eyes, tricking your brain into thinking, it's still daytime. Don't release melatonin yet. And so you stay wide awake even though the clock says it's already 11 p.m. One of my patients, Helen, 66, once told me, "Doctor, I'm so tired, but the moment I get into bed, my eyes just won't close." When I asked more questions, I learned she had a habit of reading the news on her iPad right before bed. We tried one simple change: turn off all devices at least an hour before bedtime, and instead, read a paper book or listen to soft music. 2 weeks later, she told me, "I don't even remember falling asleep anymore. I just know I wake up in the morning feeling lighter." Science has proven that blue light from phones, computers, TVs, strongly suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. By giving darkness back to your eyes, you're also giving deep sleep back to yourself. Have you ever noticed that on the days you move around a little, sleep comes so much easier at night? I often tell my patients, your body is like a child. If it gets to run and play during the day, it will sleep more soundly at night. I remember Daniel, 70, who had worked in an office his whole life. After retiring, he barely moved, spending most of his time sitting and watching TV. The result? Restless nights and groggy mornings. We started small, a 20-minute walk around the park each morning, a few gentle stretches, and a bit of Tai Chi. After just 10 days, he called me, laughing, "Doctor, last night I slept straight through without waking up once." Science has proven that light physical activity during the day improves blood circulation, balances hormones, and increases your body's natural sleep pressure, making it want to rest when nighttime comes. You don't need intense workouts, just a little movement every day, and you'll find sleep returning like an old friend you haven't seen in years. Have you ever gotten into bed but your mind is still running with hundreds of thoughts? Things you didn't finish today, what you have to do tomorrow, or worries you can't even name? When your mind isn't calm, your body will have a hard time falling into deep sleep. I once suggested a new habit to Susan, 67. Every night, before bed, write down 3 things she was grateful for that day. At first she laughed and said, "Doctor, I don't know what to write." But a few days later she told me she started jotting down even the smallest things, like how cool the weather felt in the afternoon or the sound of her granddaughter's laughter over the phone. A month later she said, "Now I fall asleep so much easier because I leave everything that worries me outside my bedroom door." Research has shown that writing down positive things before bed can reduce stress, slow your heart rate, and lower blood pressure, all signals to your body that it's time to rest. Sometimes just a few minutes with a notebook and pen is all it takes to clear your mind and invite sleep to come more gently. A lot of people think insomnia is just an inevitable part of getting older. But I want you to know this. It's not always the case. Sometimes insomnia is simply your body's alarm bell, telling you it needs more attention. I remember Patrick, 74, who came to see me with dark circles under his eyes. He told me he had tried everything, yet still couldn't sleep. After a checkup, we found he had mild sleep apnea and nighttime acid reflux. Once we treated those 2 issues, his sleep returned so quickly that even he was surprised. What I want to say is this: get regular health checkups and talk to your doctor if your insomnia persists. Sometimes, improving your sleep isn't about counting sheep or having another cup of tea. It's about finding and fixing the root cause. Good sleep isn't a luxury. It's a right, something every one of us deserves at any age. You see, a good night's sleep isn't just about closing your eyes and hoping it will come. It's the result of small but intentional choices we make every day, from the morning sunlight we get, to the light dinner we have, to the way we calm our minds before bed. I've seen so many of my patients, after putting these tips into practice, not only sleep more deeply but also live healthier, happier lives. And I believe you deserve that too. So tonight, choose at least one thing you've heard here and try it. Let your body feel the difference. And if you found these tips helpful, hit like and subscribe so we can continue this journey toward better health after 60, together. A good night's sleep is a gift, and I hope you receive it not just tonight but every single night for the rest of your life.